And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to start our qualifying session here at the last round of Team Touring Cars on Forza Motorsport. You're listening to the beautiful sounds of yours truly, Adam Ty, on the commentary tonight. And we have with us today some of our finest drivers racing for Team Touring Cars on Forza Motorsport. And it looks like Gibbon is making his first run out onto the circuit here. It will be cold tyres to start, but fear not, it will be warmed up very soon indeed. Bathurst is, of course, in Queensland, Australia. Just bear with me a second, I am just going to set a few things on and off. Okay, that should do us. Right, that's a little bit better for the viewers. I do in fact need a control bar for myself so I can see what buttons I'm pressing. And here we can see Mighty Gibbon is racing in the AMG Mercedes. Gibbon positioned himself in a very good position in last week's race. And then behind that we have Klutz, also in the AMG Mercedes. Formidable opponent in all track conditions. And I guess in every sense of the word, he is an all-round gladiator of the circuit. Excited to see what moves he's going to pull off here today. Followed by Vintage VSR. Looks like Assassin Savage has had a little bit of contact there. That's the greyed out. Another Mercedes AMG. Just behind that we have a Honda, which is driven, as I said, Assassin Savage. And it does look like a Mercedes sandwich with Bards just leading behind that. Let's see if we can get an onboard shot for some of our racers. Can't get an onboard as close as in the cockpit, but we can get a bonnet shot. And Bards is really pushing the limits of his Mercedes there, clipping the barrier leading into Skyline Corner. Oh, we just had an accident from Assassin there. Or was it Vintage? That was Vintage. Looks like Briefing Cow's not too far behind, actually. Of course, as we mentioned, Briefing Cow, otherwise known as Josh Price, is an incredibly fast driver here at IFWL. in terms of places at the moment, it looks like Mighty Gibbon is out on top. There's not really a fast lap time at the moment. It does look like we've lost our sound again, so if you just bear with us, I'll be back very, very, very shortly while I do a little bit of jiggery pokery. Stay with me. Okay, and welcome back. There's been a little technical difficulty with some of the audio streaming, but that's not to say that I am not here to bless you with my, may I say so myself, absolutely gorgeous voice from Adam Ty, and we would like to take a moment just while we're waiting for the race to start. We have a special race for those who are au fait with Assetto Corsa Competizione. We have a charity race that is going on the 24th of May, and we're teaming up with Sophia, which is a charity based in the Netherlands, and they support families in times of need. And we are, for a good no, just bear with me a second, there is a little bit of background audio. We have a 90-minute race, and it's going to be, let's just say, it's going to be quite a roller coaster of emotion, with the audience being in control of the fate of our drivers, and they'll be able to dish out penalties in the form of donations. And as you can see on the poster that we got up on the screen, you can make donations between anything between £3 and £50, and for each of those donations they come with a certain severity of penalty. Anything between selected driver must slow to 50 miles an hour for 3 seconds, and that's just £3 donation, all the way through to an absolutely monumental £50, which would subsequently retire a racer from the race altogether. So the decision's yours. Of course, you can, if you do fancy a hand at racing, of course, everyone is able to race, of course. If you subscribe via Patreon and become one of our patrons, you'll automatically be enrolled into a prize draw where you can win one of 3 PXN button boxes provided by ifwl.net. So the decision's yours. Your donations will be very well received. And of course, you are all welcome to join in the race. This is a PC race, bear in mind. And to sign up on Patreon, head over to patreon.com/IFWL. We just have one more racer now who's getting ready to make a grid start. Let yourself be known. Who's in the chat? Who's watching on Twitch? We're also broadcasting on YouTube. See Tweed and Josh Price is in the chat. Good evening, folks. And thank you for the reminder, Tweed, on the race start. So you saw just before we were getting a look at some of our drivers. There looks to be 3 different manufacturers on the circuit today, one of which is a Honda Civic, AMG Mercedes, and also a Hyundai Elantra, I believe. I could be wrong. We are not long now to starting. Just one more racer to join in and ready up to take on the mountain here at Bathurst. This is the final race in the TTC series. Thank you, Tweed. Just as a reminder, there's 2 races tonight. This will be the first one. It's 2 lots of 13 laps. We are looking at roughly 2 minutes 17 lap times, is what I heard on the Australian grapevine. It does look like that all of our drivers have readied up now, so not long now until, though we did see one of our drivers drop out just a moment ago. So it's not long now, I can't tell you exactly, but it looks like one of our drivers is having a connection challenge. Thank you, Tweed. Tweed is of course one of our drivers in today's race, or one of 2 races. And there it is. Our remaining racer has just joined the group. But where is he? I don't see him in the list lineup. Come on, Bards, you can do this. If you're just joining us, we are, of course, IFWL, and we provide entertainment across the motorsports airways. And, oh, we've just got a countdown now. We're just getting ready to launch into game. Sorry, into game? No, this is not a game. This is motorsport. This is a challenge. This is such high-octane challenge, not virtual insanity of a video game. What are we talking about? So, of course, IFWL, if you've only just joined, we are available to natter with, if you so wish to do so, in Discord. You can find the links in our bio, and of course, you know, reach out, join a race, get involved. So, without further ado, let's hop over to the race start. We're getting ready to start, ready on the line, and off we go. It's a green light here at Bathurst. 13 laps. Arriving into the first corner at Murray. Briefing Cow has leapt right into the lead there. It's got quite a few tenths on Bacon. In hot pursuit of Tweed. Bacon's having a look on the outside. I'm not sure. He's really squeezing on the outside there, forcing Briefing to still hold his line, but Bacon has actually lost a place in that attack run. He's now in 3rd position. Tweed is now looking for an open door on the inside. Is he going to be able to hold that as he climbs up the mountain? He is not. Josh is able to hold his position in 1st place there. However, Tweed is not giving Briefing Cow any room to breathe. Oh, there's a lot of push and shove coming down, and Briefing Cow just keeps it together coming into Skyline. And here comes the tricky bit coming down the mountain now. Oh no, we've had a little accident. It looks like IRA has had a little accident on the mountain. That is not the... Oh, and just in the foreground we've also had Gibbon, who is now at the back of the pack. This is always going to be the trickier portion of the track. At the S's is quite possibly the hardest section of the circuit. Briefing Cow is enjoying a nice gap of roughly 1.5 seconds to Tweed in 2nd. But Bacon Duck is not letting up on Tweed. It is certainly a change of order. An assassin has come out of nowhere like the absolute ninja that he is. Oh, a little bit of a slip up coming into that final corner. It's one complete lap. 4 cars coming over the line unscathed. We also have Mason in 5th, and just behind him is Klutz, who's eyeing up potential overtake spots. I would like to see what that livery says on the side. It's saying wronger. It says wrong gear. Wronger. Okay, so Klutz is having a look, getting the speed on Mason on the on the mountain climb. Mason's having a look on the inside to try and close any opportunity of ideal line. He's certainly pushed Klutz aside. It's neck and neck coming up the mountain now. Approaching the tight hairpin. And it looks like Klutz has won that battle for now. But the war still wages on. Looks like Bacon Duck has lost a place in the time that we've been watching Klutz and Mason. Just get a on board as we come into Skyline now. Tiptoeing their way down the mountain. Just hearing the wastegate going off there. Oh, a little bit of contact on the wall for Bacon Duck. Losing a few tenths to Assassin. And Bacon can breathe just for a moment as we now fly down the mountain on second lap. This is also known as Conrod Straight. This section is called The Chase. It's a good opportunity to take advantage of any understeer or oversteer. Here we go. Bacon's having a look on the inside. Is he going to close the door on Assassin? He does. But has he got enough speed to carry him? He does. He retains third position. Or does he? Oh, Bacon's getting shoved off the circuit. Assassin squeezing his way back on. It's neck and neck again coming up the mountain. When is this going to stop? I'm going to get a dry throat before I know it. Just in the background there you can see Klutz is moving his way up the field quite rapidly. He's broken away from Mason. This does look like a prime opportunity for Mason to take, for Klutz to take advantage of any slip-ups from these two contenders. We'll keep an eye on any position changes that go on between these two. Oh, and Assassin has made a slip. He's managed to keep it together. But Klutz is looking for an opportunity there. He doesn't quite have enough speed on Assassin to claim a place off of him. Comes the super technical pot. Oh, Assassin is... Oh, he's given us a nice little demo. Kissing the sidewall. And sending himself down Conrod. Neck and neck with Klutz. And Klutz slips his way in without a scratch. Patience wins the game here. So here we go. We are approaching the chase now. Just getting the bonnet cam view. And this is Murray's corner. I do apologise. I got my corners wrong. They're both left-hand, right angles. So it's quite easy to confuse them if you're not a regular at this circuit. Now this is hell corner. Oh no, was that Klutz has gone a little bit too wide. He's in the green stuff, but he's lost a place, but he's not lost too much speed. So now it's just ships in the night, just swapping positions. Very equally matched racers, indeed. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. Who do you think is going to win round 1 of 2? Just keeping an eye on who's in the pits. It looks like Gibbon has taken his first mandatory pit stop. There he goes. He's just exiting the pit lane there. And just keeping an eye on the battle between Klutz and Assassin, fighting for 4th place. Assassin certainly keeping it cleaner than the last lap that we saw. Does look like Bards is having some connection problems, so he's going to be missing round 1, it seems. I hope you can join us for round 2 shortly. Look at that, Klutz is having a look on the outside. Trying to induce a little bit more understeer in Assassin's Honda as they're coming through the chase. It looks like Assassin has managed to pull away a little bit from Klutz. It looks like Klutz's strategy didn't quite pay off in the way that he hoped. But Klutz certainly has the brake advantage on Assassin as they enter their 5th lap, climbing up the mountain. Klutz is having a good look on the outside. Is he going to give him a push and a shove? There's a little Eskimo kiss of a touch. Not even a flesh wound. Very clean racing. Wouldn't even call it a door bang. Clean racing, high tensions. Jumping on board with Klutz now as we enter the descent of the mountain. Sass getting twitchy on the brake. Oh, a little bit of contact on the wall from Klutz. Not quick enough on the brake and losing some vital tenths. However, we are not quite halfway through today's race, so there is plenty of opportunity to find another window. I'm going to keep an eye on that delta as the race proceeds. Let's give some of our other drivers a little bit more screen time. Here is Sloth, or the old Sloth, coming down the mountain here. Just in the foreground you can see Bondi. Old Sloth is due to take in his mandatory pit stop. coming through the chase without too many risky manoeuvres or pushing the limit too hard on his car, retaining longer tyre health. Should be able to give him a little bit more time on the track. We'll see how that strategy fares for the Sloth. Oh, there's been a position change between IRA and Klutz. IRA taking 5th position off of Klutz's hands. Perhaps it was a little error as they were coming through possibly Frog Hollow or Solomon Park. Klutz had a little bit of contact on the wall there as well. Maybe it's time for him to come into the pits this lap and have a tyre change. Yeah, it does look like he's in quite a lot of trouble there. Mason flying past Klutz. Keep an eye on Klutz as the situation develops. So IRA and Assassin are now the battle to watch here at Bathurst. This is the battle for 4th place. There is quite a gap between themselves and 3rd. All the way to the 1st place. Oh, it looks like both these drivers have a 1-second penalty, so it is going to be up to the line if they keep this up. Certainly enjoying a lot of the action so far. That's over the halfway mark now. If you're just joining us, this is round 1 of 2 here at Bathurst tonight, and it's mental. This circuit is absolutely mental. It doesn't matter what car class you're racing, whether it's GT3 or whether it's touring cars. It just doesn't forgive. You have to know the circuit or you're going to eat a barrier. And that is guaranteed. These two drivers, they know the circuit incredibly well. And they're juggling the S's right now with finesse. Different lines and strategy from these two, but arriving at the barriers with like inches gap, which is a real mark of true racecraft. Consistency is the key here. It looks like Briefing Cow, our leader, has just taken the pits now. And the same goes for Tweed and Bacon Duck, and for IRA and Assassin. So all of the top 5 are now in the pits. Oh, a little bit twitchy there from IRA entering the pit lane. This will... Oh, and then Mason is now entering the pit lane. However, Bondi has done a great job. It means that he is going to take, if he keeps this up, oh, it looks like our drivers actually come in and out of the pit lane now. That was a quick pit stop. So there isn't any actual opportunity for our drivers, or for Bondi to actually claim back any time. It's been a change. Oh, there's quite a close battle going on there. Again, it's Assassin and IRA having a go for a bit of 4th place. still have that second penalty. Oh, this is far too tight for. Oh, there's a little bit of jostling there. There's IRA's number plate there. Smoke IRA just there on the Hyundai. It's absolute ballet as they come down the mountain now, starting with Skyline. Really testing the limits of their touring cars. Look at that slide. Oh no, that's putting Assassin in a less than ideal place. Let's just get the exterior shot. We do have Mason approaching very quickly. Mason has gained a few seconds. Now beginning his descent down Conrod. That's 9 of 13 laps completed by the race leader. Let's hop on over to Tweed. He's currently 2 seconds behind Bacon Duck, who is in second place. He's just there flying over the hill in second. He was very lucky to lay off the gas there as he was coming up the very close to the wall actually. Oh no, is this the beginning of the end? No, it's not. He's managed to keep his composure. He's kept it together. Very good. That is that's the definition of touching it a little bit over the limit, I'd say. Uses the wall to his advantage to put him back on course, which I don't think will put any of his car's wheels out of alignment. If you're just tuning in, this is Bathurst on Forza Motorsport. This is the last race of Forza Motorsport series. If you like what you see and you want to support us, don't forget to subscribe on Discord and also subscribe via Twitch. You can also support us via IFWL Patreon. We have a range of tiered subscription plans for your needs. There are some exclusive perks when you join up, including personalised setups, liveries, and ad hoc events such as the one that we have coming up at the end of May. So if you haven't heard, it's IFWL are racing for Sophia, supporting families in times of need. You can partake in this race. It's 90 minutes on Assetto Corsa Competizione. It is GT3 race cars and There will be penalty for a purpose, so whatever donations you put in, you will get out the reward in all the fun and joy that sim racing brings. If you enter Patreon now, you'll automatically be enrolled to a prize draw. The prizes are one of 3 PXN button boxes. Only here at IFWL. And that is on the 24th of May. So getting back to the race at hand, the pack has spread out and we are enjoying some solo racing, I guess. Smoke IRA is closing the gap. He's not far from Tweed now. Comes Murray Corner. There is, however, nose to bumper action between Klutz and Bondi. These two are very good friends. Outside of the league, inside the league, fierce competitors who will not unstick their bumpers from each other's bumpers. Flying into Conrod, Klutz has very good control of his braking, coming in and really putting Bondi off the scent of 7th position. Bondi's having a look on the inside. Is he going to make it into Murray Corner? He does not. He dives out. He opts for the pits. And that puts Klutz in 7th place. So IRA is climbing the mountain, still with Tweed in the foreground. Getting ready to dive into Skyline now. And down the S's. Oh, Tweed is really cooking those tyres at the back. He's lost a few tenths there. Does look like Smoke is gaining some time. Minor corrections as they enter that final corner onto Conrod. IRA is getting closer and closer to Tweed now. We're in our closing laps of round 1 of 2 at Bathurst. The sun is baking down on our drivers on the tarmac and thus making it an absolute nightmare for tyre management. Fairly confident that our drivers are going to be opting for slick tyres, soft slicks or medium slicks. We are unsure. IRA is closing those tenths in on Tweed now. Let's just get a chase camera on this action here. This is on the bonnet of IRA. That was just coming up the cutting, and this is now Griffin's Mount they're approaching. Into Reed Park. And this is known as Frog Hollow. Very clean lines leading into Solomon Park. Onto John Hinksman Vista. Oh, a little bit too far on the green stuff. And this is now Skyline and into S's. And that really cost IRA quite a few tenths, let's say about 3 seconds there. Be interesting to see if he makes those positions. Oh, and looks like Tweed's having a bit of trouble exiting onto Forest Elbow. And Tweed has lost his position to IRA. Will Tweed make time back? That is the question. I don't think there is enough race left to make up that 2-second delta that happened as a result of that error on Conrad. We'll keep an eye on those lap times indeed. Heading out towards the back of the pack, we have Bondi is having some fun. Entering Forest Elbow there. Clean lines. Just in the background is Vintage VSR. This is our final lap now. And Josh is having a great time, otherwise known as Briefing Cow 929. Doesn't seem to have any competition nearby, although Bacon Duck is certainly lurking. He is not far off. There he is, just appearing into shot there. If Josh can just keep it together for this last little bit. It was a little touch on the barrier, but not enough to damage his lead. And the worst of it is over. And there is Mighty Gibbon, one of the back markers, allowing Josh to send it past Gibbon. We are in the closing moments now of the first of 2 rounds. This is it. This is Murray Corner. Pricey is doing a little display, celebrating a pole position win. Just in the background we have Bacon Duck crossing over the line in second, followed by IRA taking 3rd position, followed by Tweed and Assassin. As long as things go well coming into this corner, nice little drift on Murray. Is he going to be able to hold off Assassin, who's coming up hot on the out? Is he going to? No, he's going to. He's just going to have a little play with Tweed entering that last corner. We have Mason in 6th place, just crossing over the line now. Well done, sir. Klutz is arriving in at 7th position. Great work, sir, great work. And Bondi is somewhere behind. We just heard Vintage VSR coming into audible shot. There he is in the background. So that's 8th place for Bondi. Vintage is in 9th. Looks like Sloth is coming down the mountain now. Looks like Briefing Cow and Bacon Duck are still racing despite the flag, the checkered flag. I am really sorry to hear, Ferret, that you can't make the series on Saturday evenings. We'll be good to see you still on the Wednesdays where we have the ACC Beginner Series. It's currently Series 2. Oh, a little bit of jiggery-pokery between Bacon and Briefing Cow. There goes Sloth over the line to take 10th place. That's some great overtaking. Oh, there's a little bit of a shove coming up the mountain. Ooh, that was close. Okay. Gibbon is setting himself up for the last lap. Just in the back, in the foreground there, we just saw someone taking a detour onto the lawn. There's Tweed. Okay, final corner now. Little bonk on the exit of Murray, and Gibbon takes 11th. Excellent work, folks. There you have it. That was race 1 of 2. And there are your standings. And just to recap, that was IRA in 3rd, Bacon in 2nd, and Briefing Cow, aka Josh Price, in 1st place. Good job, guys. Good job. We will be taking a brief break while we set ourselves up for round 2 here at Bathurst. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. and welcome back. We are just loading up, ready for round 2 here at Bathurst. Hope you enjoyed your little intermission to go and get some drinks and snacks. Slightly longer shadows here at Bathurst, which indicates it's a later time in the day. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and round 2 begins. And Bacon is leading on IRA. Not by much. Entering the corner, it looks like Briefing's having to find a gap, but switches about and finds himself in second position with Bacon in third. IRA still just clinging on to first place there, and Briefing is giving him a run for his money, leading up the mountain now, approaching Quarry. Oh, it looks like IRA has lost a few positions. There's been loads of position changes across the board. Josh has found himself in first place with IRA in second and Tweed in third. Bacon has fallen way back down the pack in a flurry. Sloth is keeping the back of the pack nice and warm as Assassin has taken a place on Gibbon. Just getting an on-board shot now coming into Skyline. Oh, Tweed's getting a little twitchy on the pedals and the gas and traction. Still holds it down. Still has a 3-second gap on Klutz. Here we go, approaching Forest Elbow. Klutz is gaining on Tweed, little by little. Just in the front there, you can see Smoke is making a move on Briefing Cow, but Briefing Cow concedes that position to IRA. That isn't without a counter-attack, of course, as they enter into Murray Corner. Well, this is tight for lap 1, coming into Hell Corner. Does sound like IRA has made a little error, gone into the grass. He probably got pushed a little bit too hard and finds himself in third place with Tweed pushing his way up to second, but has a decent run on Briefing Cow leading up and taking pole position. There you have it, we saw it, and Josh has just knocked out the 50 board. Tweed is in a race of his own now, just flying up the mountain. It's just a case of how long he can hold this position down with such a wide delta so quickly. Really is quite the performance there. We are now flying down the mountain through the S's. Let's just get that on-board shot. Do have a little reconnect issue. Oh, and it looks like Josh narrowly missed a horrible ending, but kept it together. Been a couple of position changes toward the middle of the pack between Assassin and Klutz. check out that battle going on. Oh, it's neck and neck coming into the corner. Vintage has just taken a position off Klutz's hands, so is Bacon. And Gibbon is getting up close, and there's 3 in the dirt. That's not the vibe, chaps. You've got to be keeping it on the black stuff. Klutz comes out victorious, but is now surfing the grass. He's now taking an early pit stop, heading back to the front of the pack. Smoke IRA is making a move on Tweed up the mountain. But does he have quite enough power to carry him up into Quarry? And he does. He's got it. He takes immediate defensive maneuvers to close that position in a positive way, leading up the mountain. Tweed is making some squeezes up the inside. Oh, he's just given IRA a nudge. Tweed closes that door on Josh. Just head over to Josh's camera now. Certainly is sketchy racing leading up the mountain. At a moment's notice, our cars could be from absolutely glued to the tarmac to skating on ice. There's a little bit of a crunch in the bodywork there. Don't think it's anything too serious. He wasn't too sure the first time round. I'm sure Josh has definitely modified his aero on that second impact. Josh is having a look on the outside. Tweed reads Josh like a book and puts up some defensive measures. Josh has the speed and takes Tweed in the last dashing moment into the corner, which pushes Tweed quite wide, and he loses significant time on Josh. It's quite an aggressive manoeuvre from Josh. That's Briefing Cow 99 who we're watching right now. Josh is setting his sights now on Smoke IRA, who is just over a second gap. There is Assassin just in the background there. Making a 10th at a time through each sector, to this nice and steady pace to guarantee him a chance to battle with Tweed for third place at this current pace. Heading over to 4th and 5th place. Well, 4th place. We're now entering Skyline. That poor bodywork. Does look like Assassin is still able to keep his car functional, but without one last modification there. Blasting down Conrod does look like top 4 are balancing out their deltas here. Well, Sasa managed to catch on Tweed through the chase. definitely later on the braking, which is giving Assassin a distinct advantage on Tweed. Tweed perhaps has the cornering advantage and Assassin with the brake advantage, so it is possible that Assassin could be running with a slightly lower downforce owing to, I beg your pardon, it could be a higher downforce. And Tweed is running, no, Tweed is running with a higher downforce and Assassin with a lower downforce. Who knows? Who knows? We'll be able to find out in the chat after the race, however, if you are to sign up on Discord and join our growing community of like-minded racers. And if you so happen to fancy your hand at one of our races, whether it be on Team Touring Cars, which you're watching right now, on Assetto Corsa Touring Cars, which occurs on a Friday, or on Assetto Corsa GT3 on Assetto Corsa Competizione, that occurs on Wednesdays for the Beginner Series and Sundays for the Pro-Am Series. Oh, there's a little bit of a crunchy crunch going on there. We are clustered up with the top 4. This is quite the first-hand view. You can see from Assassin's view, he gets a good old eye of what's coming up next. Tweed, however, can't really see much in front of him other than 2 meters and IRA's backside. And Briefing Cow has left a door open for IRA. Is he going to be fast enough on the brakes entering the chase? Just holds on to it, but it looks like Tweed is certainly got the advantage, but is he going to too close? No, he's not. Oh, is there going to be contact? There is not, coming through Murray. Very clean racing from these three. It's a pleasure to watch this from the first-hand view, first-person view, now entering Hell Corner. IRA holds down the tarmac, keeps it clean. Briefing Cow is desperately trying to push Tweed out without running the risk of any penalties. However, Tweed takes that second place in quite the formation entering Quarry. Coming into cutting, and Tweed is trying to coax something out of... Oh, there's a little bit of sideways action. IRA keeps it together. Swiftly swings it back in behind Tweed. Closing the door on Briefing Cow, and Assassin is just there in the background waiting to make a pounce into a stronger position. So let's hop over to Assassin's view here. Coming down Skyline. Briefing Cow's back end is not happy with him right now. In the foreground there, you can see IRA is making some... Has he held it down? He has. He's managed... No, he's on the grass. He's truly pushing it to the limit of that poor Hyundai. We're over the halfway mark here, and the top 4 are putting on a fantastic performance for us audience here. Here comes IRA looking at Briefing Cow's position. Eyes lighting up as he takes second, pushing Briefing Cow towards the wall. Assassin is eager to take something off of these two drivers' hands as they jostle for position now. IRA certainly spinning plates to take second position and hold off Assassin from making any opportunistic moves. This is getting so tense, and we're just at the halfway mark. If you're just joining us, let yourself be known. Say hello in the chat. This is an exciting race of team touring cars on Forza Motorsport, hosted by IFWL. If you haven't already as well, come join us over on the Discord community, where you can join over 800 like-minded individuals, either in competition or in community discussion. We are all very friendly, hence the name, international friendly weekly races. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, and support the good cause of providing the ultimate entertainment for you and whoever might be watching it with you. Hopping over to Klutz, who is enjoying his 7th place, about possibly to become a slightly better position. We shall see as he comes around the corner here, albeit a temporary position. He does not. All of the top 6 drivers have now left the pits now, but he is actually a little closer. Now making that climb up the mountain. Let's head over to the front. Our drivers here are still battling very, very closely. So if you're new to IFWL races and you want to find out more about how you can get involved, we do have a race, a 90-minute race happening on the 24th of May. Feel free to jump over to SimGrid and follow the SimGrid channel, ifwl.net. The charity race on the 24th of May is on Assetto Corsa Competizione. We have partnered up with Sophia, who help families in times of need. Very close charity to our hearts here at IFWL. It is open for PC racers, and we have many, many slots available. So please, if you can race, it would be an absolute pleasure to have you on the 24th of May. Just here we see IRA having a look on the outside, and Tweed is closing that door. Leading IRA to have a think about his next attack run, but how he's going to tackle Tweed's sophisticated defence manoeuvres. Tweed is having a look. Sorry, IRA is having a look, but Tweed puts up the defence again. This might be IRA's moment to take Tweed on the mountain leading up to Quarry. There's a little bit of a shove, but IRA makes it through. He forces the position. And he wins it over. Slightly untidy coming up. Climbing the mountain here. This is now onto Reed Park into Frog Hollow. I can't keep my eyes off these two. They're very, very close to one another. Let's get a close-up action. Oh, we can't quite see them in shot there. So they come into Skyline. It's proper nail-biting stuff as they come down through the S's. And IRA has just lost a bit of momentum, which has left an opportunity for Assassin to catch up, along with Josh, who was our round one winner. Looks like Josh has the speed on Assassin coming down Conrod. Tweed is enjoying his moment for now. Let's head over to these two as they're battling for third place. Josh wins it over. Oh, he's gone a little too wide onto the grass. I'm sure at this point if he's actually gained a penalty out of that. But Josh dives in and closes the door on Assassin. Quite a bit of front end damage on Josh's Honda. And as I was saying just now, 24th of May for Sophia Supporting Families in Times of Need charity race on the 24th of May. Do come over to SimGrid and sign up to become a racer. Moreover, if you fancy your hand at winning a button box, one of 3 button boxes made by PXN, sign up to our Patreon program to automatically enroll into winning one of these prizes. More details can be found on our website and also on Discord for this race. If you have any other questions, please feel free to pop it in the chat and we'll give you some direction on how to sign up. So back to the race. It looks like IRA has taken a little detour into the grass. Now Briefing Cow is setting his sights on Tweed. There are under 3 laps left here at Bathurst. Briefing Cow has demonstrated his dominance and can close the gap on any car, whichever place he is on the circuit. I don't know how he does it, but he certainly has a few tricks up his sleeve. Looks like IRA is making some very, very late braking calls. Doesn't quite pay off in the way that he hoped. Briefing Cow is this is going to be a very interesting ending to round 2. Let's hear your thoughts in the chat. Who's going to be winning this round? We have Briefing Cow, who was our winner for last round. He won by quite a margin. Or we have Tweed, who was in the top 3 of the last race. However, Tweed is doing a spectacular job of keeping or retaining his pole position. Briefing Cow has the brake advantage. Seems to be able to brake slightly later than all the other cars on the circuit. But Tweed seems to have the advantage on cornering speed. Doesn't seem to be shaking Briefing Cow. He seems to... Oh, there's a little bit of a whack on the wall. So now we're making our descent down the mountain now. Tweed is really trying to throw the traction down. And taking it sideways, he's letting Tweed know now that he is there and he's ready to take a position straight off his hands if he makes one more mistake. It's one of the few places on the circuit with reprieve. He's toying with him now. It looks like Josh has, or Briefing Cow, has just slipped his way in without much challenge. But has Tweed got some extra tricks up his sleeve? So here we come. We're coming down the start-finish straight for the penultimate lap at Bathurst. Looks like Tweed had a good exit on Hell Corner. It's now all about the climb. Josh is really pushing. Tweed has definitely got the advantage on the entry of that corner, lending to a smaller delta between himself and the race leader. Let's just hop over to Tweed's view. Falling down the mountain at the mercy of any remaining brake pads, and Briefing Cow is just repeating what Tweed did, and now it's neck and neck coming down Conrod. These two do not fail to disappoint in the entertainment factor. Hub to hub. Who is going to hold their nerve approaching Chase? This is too close to call. Tweed has got the advantage on the outside line, but he still has the inside. Looks like he's managed to snatch this one straight off of Josh's hands. Entering Murray, he's cementing lap 12 outcome. But that doesn't stop Josh from having a go on the inside for now the final lap here at Bathurst. This is going to be an absolute edge of your seat finish for these two races. The gap is closer than ever now. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the chat. Who do you think is going to win today's race? Especially on round 2, happening right here, right now, on the airwaves for IFWL. Time is gained, time is lost. More time is lost on the climb of the mountain. Josh has managed to focus his efforts on keeping traction down. Tweed is trying to optimise his racing style, using as much slip angles as he can as he's now descending the mountain, which historically has been his calling. Just then we saw a bit of contact on Tweed's car. That is not quite the line he was using before. It does look like Briefing Cow has pulled away by quite a margin now. But that was quite the performance for the last few laps. Bacon Duck is making a comeback. I'm unsure where he's been this whole race, but he has been quite camera shy, I can tell you that. So keeping our eyes set on the race leader. He's now entering his final corner. Here he comes, over the line. Comes Josh. 2 out of 2 here at Bathurst. Followed by Tweed and Bacon Duck. Does look like we lost IRA at some point during that intense battle. He takes 4th place. Nearly. Doing a little show of drifting there. Taking 4th place as he comes over the line. Followed by Vintage in 5th. Klutz coming over the line in 6th. And not so far behind is Assassin with a spectacular spin. He needs to hurry up because I think someone's coming up very close behind him. Or not, no, it's just Mighty Gibbon is coming down Conrod still. However, Assassin takes 7th. As we were saying, Gibbon is just leaving chase now. Making a final approach to conclude round 2. He is, of course, in 8th place. There it is. He takes 8th position. Well done, well done. Just keeping an eye on Sloth, who is in 9th. Approaching the final turn. Keeping it tidy. And coming over the line in 9th place. Slight connection error there. And last but not least, here comes Bondi. And he is going to be taking 10th place as he flies over the line now, gives a little show for the pit stands in the form of a dramatic slide facing the pit crew. So there we have it, our top 3. It's Bacon Duck in 3rd position, Tweed in 2nd, and Briefing Cow, also known as Josh, in 1st place. 2 out of 2. Very close race at the end between Tweed and Josh. An absolute pleasure to watch our races. So there we have it. That was the final round of Team Touring Cars on Forza Motorsport. It's been a pleasure hosting for you in this series. Stay tuned and keep up to date with any future races happening on Forza Motorsport with IFWL. You can do that by heading over to Discord and signing up to our community, IFWL, and also heading over to our website, which is ifwl.net. Until then, keep your eyes peeled, sign up and subscribe to Twitch. We also have some streams that go over to YouTube. do support our cause and sign up and subscribe and donate where you can. We also have Patreon links at patreon.com/IFWL. Until then, we shall see you next time. Have a fantastic evening, folks. This is Adam Ty, yours truly,